this video, you're going to see the future.
U.S. Treasury is higher.
Breaking news. We've got a livestock there.
Hello, you Awakening Wonders. Thanks for joining me today for Stay Free with Russell Brand on an extraordinary week over on Rumble. Thank you, Tim Paul, for the raid. If you're joining us for the first time from Timcast, then today is a great day to have joined us. If you're joining us for the first time from Mug Club, this is a great day to have joined us. If you're from Bongino's army and we love Dan Bongino and you're wondering what's going on at the FBI, what a great day for you to be with us. If you're interested in what is going on with Putin's helicopter and these drone attacks, then today is your day, because this is a big week over here on Stay Free with Russell Brand. Wednesday and Thursday are our Pizzagate specials, where, in light of the Diddy case, we're taking a deep dive into the child trafficking scandal that likely leads to the very heart of the establishment. We'll be asking, why do they not conduct an inquiry into the disappearance of 500,000 children in the United States, and what is going on in my country, the UK? I'll be going there soon. You know why, baby, because this is an international war where we have to unite. Remember, during the pandemic period, what we learned. They're lying to us. The media are complicit. They'll do anything they can to smear dissenting voices, and we can only oppose them if we have a deep power to draw upon. You cannot trust the establishment. You cannot trust the media. We should be doing everything in our power to ensure that we make straight the path for a return to divinity, decency, goodness. Will we, now that Tommy Robinson has been released, be able to make England great again? That's what Tommy Robinson has been saying. We'll be looking at that. We are also going to be looking at the extraordinary revelations that the Biden administration repressed, suppressed, and controlled information about myocarditis, and with the CDC finally withdrawing the recommendation that pregnant women take that crazy jab. We will be asking, are they beginning to reveal to us the depth of their deception? Let me know what you think in the comments and the chat. You might be watching us on YouTube right now, which, as you know, is a globe of deception set up by the globalist deceivers themselves. So eventually you'll have to join us on Rumble. And if you don't have Rumble Premium yet, get Rumble Premium. We give you additional access to free speech content that's going to give you the armaments and armory that you require, because you are in a holy war, Neo. Whether you like it or not, whether you know it or not, you are engaged in spiritual war right now. That's the reason that the world is evil. That's why the world is alive with sigils and symbols of darkness everywhere you look. Dark, deceptive powers have taken control of institutions, and rationalism and reason are continually deployed to ensure that you remain dumb and compliant. If you think everything can be understood by mankind, they've got you exactly where you want you. If you think that a human being is the supreme authority, they've got you exactly where they want you, because they'll choose the human beings that have that supreme authority. Surrender now to God. Hello there, my beloved friends over in the Rumble chat, like Paul Schober. That's right, baby. He says, get Rumble Premium, more Russell. I don't think I could handle more Russell. Good point. Polish. Jesus Christ lookalike contest goes to Russell branded Scrappy Crappy's robes. You insult me. Strongas, it's owed to these people. Myron54 talking about Tommy. Great stuff. And over in the locals conversation, there's Lily Farm Girl and Neon Grammarian, all my friends. One word explaining why you do not take rushed, poorly tested drugs, especially while pregnant. Thalidomide. Will the thalidomide scandal look like nothing compared to the COVID scandal? Let me know in the comments and chat. We've got so much to talk about. Julian Assange is seeking a meeting with Trump. Imagine what might come out of that. But first, we have to address Trump's Truth Social post, where he says Putin's gone crazy. Let me know what you think about that, because remember, so many of the liberal establishment globalists were saying this. Putin is a madman. He's a genocidal madman. He's an imperialist lunatic that wants to take over the world. Well, what does it mean when Trump uses the same language? Remember, what he said is, this is not my war, it's Biden, Zelensky, and Putin's wars. I'm just cleaning up the mess. We'll be getting into that in a moment. But first of all, let's cover some of the craziness that's going on this crazy planet of the Lords that we are here just as stewards and custodians of. let's start with a little bit of Macron. This is fantastic. You saw the moment there where Macron was bashed in the face by Brigitte Macron. She gave him thanks for that. Hello, yeah, you beautiful people. Where Brigitte Macron gave dear old Emmanuel Macron, Emmanuel, the God within, God is with us, gave him a couple of baps all up the chin, and Macron recoiled like that kangaroo being punched by a dog owner. Well, now we're being told by the legacy media that it's a sign of love. Well, man, the globalist establishment must really love us because they are working very hard to destroy this movement. But how can they destroy what is powered with such divine grace? Let's get into this and see what the globalists are trying to convince us of this week.
French President Emmanuel Macron's office is trying to downplay video that apparently shows his wife Brigitte shoving his face. The video was taken early this morning as the two were preparing to leave a plane in Vietnam, the first stop for Macron's tour of Southeast Asia. A source with the president's office dismissed the video, telling CNN it was a moment of togetherness and that the president and his wife were unwinding and playfully teasing each other.
They're unwinding and playfully teasing each other just like Ike and Tina Turner. Nothing says togetherness like domestic abuse on an aeroplane. How come Brigitte packed such a punch? That's what I want to know. Let me know in the comments and chat. Some interesting things there. Is that ridiculous? You never got slapped by your daddy? Watch yourselves. Behave yourselves. We're still streaming on X. Come over to Rumble. Join the free speech fandango over there. She was smacking a mosquito, says one of the people in the chat. Lily Farm Girl, I'd love to shove so many people in the face these days, but it is our duty to be forever loving. Remember, this week we've got the Pizzagate specials coming up on Wednesday and Thursday. Be sure and join us for that and get Rumble Premium now, if you haven't got Rumble Premium yet. It was a moment where the president and his wife were decompressing one last time before the start of a trip. They're just horsing around. Yeah, horsing's about right. It's a moment of complicity. I've never seen such horse-faced individuals. Well, they eat that, don't they, in France? They eat horses, don't they? It was all that was needed to give ammunition to the conspiracy theorists. Yeah, those conspiracy theorists that, for example, were telling you that lockdowns were not scientifically backed up, that masks were ineffective, that 6 feet was arbitrary, and that mRNA technology is potentially a bioweapon that causes myocarditis and pericarditis. And on the day that the CDC finally withdraw vaccine recommendations for pregnant women, you know for sure exactly what kind of conspiracy theorist you are. A conspiracy theorist that's ahead of the curve because you are able to swerve the deception and lies of a legacy media that's ultimately trying to usher you into a death camp. Later this week, we'll be talking about the normalization of suicide that's going on in Canada. Not just Canada, though. The UK are considering their own government-sponsored euthanasia. But if you find yourself in the UK, hey, maybe you might be suicidal. Smash that like button. Remember, join us on Rumble, support us on Rumble. Eating a horse has never been illegal, says Sleeping Giant 111. You are quite right. You can eat like a horse. You can eat a horse. You are free to do as they tell you. You are free to do as they tell you. But watch out. There's a new variant coming. Oh, no. New COVID-19 variant. Yeah, what did you do? What did you spill? Who left the window open? Now, we talked to you some length earlier in the week about that terrible incident during the celebratory parade of Liverpool FC. Congratulations for them for winning the EPL. This time in front of an adoring Anfield, because last time they won the Premier League, it was lockdown time and no one could go to football matches for what turned out to be no fucking reason at all, because the rules were made up, the disease was leaked from a lab, it was funded by American taxpayers, and the vaccines don't work. It's all coming out now, baby. It's coming out thick and fast. Congratulations to Liverpool. Notice their obsession and focus on the race of the individual when that race cannot be used for the kind of rhetoric that leads to the rise of nationalism. Now, you know that we are one family. We must love one another. We must turn continually away from hate. When they have us hating, they have us in their yoke and under their control and over their dark spell. We must always find our way back to love and grace. And on our own, we will fail. On our own, we will fall into hatred because we are weak and we are broken. But if we accept our brokenness, a glorious light will come through us and we will at last be able to oppose these demonic psychopaths that have taken over the planet. It seems that if you want justice in the UK, ask an American. Lucy Connolly's case has been raised in the White House. We'll be covering that in more depth later this week. It will be put up, first of all, exclusively on Rumble, but it will be posted on X and other places. But remember, if you support us, if you support free speech, if you believe that we can change the world, join us on Rumble. Get Rumble Premium because it really helps us if you support us. Now, this story is about CNN's Caitlin Collins, who actually becomes irked and irritated when Bobby Kennedy, and let me know if you agree with this in the comments and chat, surely Bobby Kennedy is one of the true heroes that's emerged in this dark era, a man who was very much on the periphery, utterly marginalized, decried, denounced and condemned, who now stands at the heart, thankfully, of government, the wounded pericarditis and myocarditis ridden heart of government, thanks to those vaccines, and now is doing the media rounds in his new position as Secretary of the HHS and still is receiving a good deal of cynicism and doubt. Crazy Renee, let me know what you think about this story. Second, let me know what you think. Ruby C. Kinglet over on Locals, let me know what you think.
And what President Biden did wrong. What I'm saying to you...
But I want to get back to what your comment was about that you said that people should not take your medical advice.
Yeah,
that's your position?
Yeah, absolutely. People should not be taking medical advice. I'm somebody who is not a physician, but they should also be skeptical about any medical advice. They need to do their own research. You know, you're a mom. If you're a mom, you do your own research on your baby carriage, on your baby bottles, on your baby formula.
But they don't have medical degrees, obviously. If you're a mom and you're looking at...
Yeah, what we need is a class of experts, because there's no way that those experts could form a technocratic class that was somehow subversively funded by, e.g., Big Pharma. There's no way that Big Pharma give big donations, is there, to political parties and universities and colleges and then provide the frame for all information. I mean, that could never happen, could it? You gotta trust the experts because ultimately the supreme authority is human beings come together to determine systems that control people, right? Ultimately, the aim's gotta be to turn human beings into a chattel class moved around by the cattle prod of corruption and hypocrisy. That's gotta be the aim, right? You can't start relying on your own inward connection to God. You can't connect to nature yourself, can you? You should just do as you're told, shouldn't you? You should just bow down before Satan and take his luminous, scaly cock deep into your gullet and accept the injections, shouldn't you? The injections of deception delivered to you by MSNBC and CNN and all these systems of condemnation, shouldn't you? Oh, well, I don't know. Maybe not. I'm not sure I trust them.
You're looking at what science has been tested. They trust their doctors and their pediatricians.
One of the responsibilities of living in a democracy where physicians and every sort of expert are subject to all kinds of biases. One of the responsibilities of living in a democracy is to do your own research and to make up your own mind.
So that's your message to moms or to anyone, is to do your own research?
I would say be skeptical of authority. My father told me that when I was a young kid. People in authority lie. And we've seen a lot of that in our country. And people in the media lie. And people need to make their own judgments and be skeptical and maintain their capacity for critical thinking. And that was shut down during COVID. And the media was complicit in that.
Disagree on that one.
Cast iron, unutterable facts uttered at last by Bobby Kennedy into the seething face of a media representative. Let me know what you think about that in the comments and chat. Are we finally getting just a fraction of the truths that we require and deserve now that the CDC is no longer recommending vaccines for pregnant women, which is an indication that pregnant women that did take the vaccine during pregnancy under the recommendation of their corrupt government and lying complicit media might have a case. Oh no. Because I remember now, Big Pharma were granted immunity and indemnity when it comes to all vaccine programs. So in the event that there are legal cases, you'll be paying for COVID itself when it was researched in Wuhan through that mRNA research that was taking place that was funded likely by the EcoHealth Alliance and DARPA. You paid for that. Then you'll be paying for the media campaigns around the world that tell you to take the vaccines. And then you'll be paying for the lawsuits when the vaccine companies are able to avoid being sued directly, so government funds will have to be set up to pay the people that will be able to prove that they were injured by vaccines. It's a whole giddy little carousel that you're on, and you'll notice that there's an elite class above it that are able to evade justice. Meanwhile, down here, we, the damned and the drones, are subject to their evil law, and the only way out is to acknowledge that their system is corrupt and disgusting, turn away from it, and accept and embrace into your heart a higher, sublime, divine power that I call Christ Jesus. You may have a different route, and in a free speech world, on a free speech platform like Rumble and Prumble Premium, fumble the demons, like Rumble Premium, you are entitled to that opinion, and I want your opinion in the chat, like you, RCD, Pascal, Turf Dog, Dutch Phoenix, all of you. Don't trust the media. Yes, it's fantastic. You're using your free speech wisely and judiciously. We've got a big week over here on Rumble and Rumble Premium. The Pizzagate specials are coming on Wednesday and Thursday. We are saying the unsayable on Rumble, and you are going to want to tune into that. Whoever you are, whatever you believe, you're going to want to see that stuff, man. It's pretty amazing. Now, some interesting tech news. China has launched its first ever humanoid robot kickboxing fight. Let's have a look at that. And people are beginning to investigate with more scrutiny the idea that we could already be deep into an AI simulacrum, i.e. materialism leads to technology. Technology is a kind of falsification of omnipresence, omnisurveillance, and ultimately dystopia could be brought about by materialism. Russell, are you writing a musical? Kind of.
哎呀，好！腿部动作都想用一次成功的踢腿动作获得3分。
对，而且看他那个。
AI 测算师直接把钻机小将击倒。
I don't like them. I don't like these little dickheads.
把钻机小将击倒，又起来了。
6, 7, 8.
No, they'd be able to control us, because I'd really like to wade in there, wouldn't you, with like sort of a broom and start sort of taking real pot shots at those little guys. But they're only days away from being able to destroy us. Remember, the way that they use these robotics is they present them to us in humorous ways, so we become inoculated and inured to their presence. Remember the police dogs in New York City. These lovely robo-dogs are going to help you in New York. These lovely Chinese kickboxing robots are coming to your house to clippity-clop you into compliance with a little kick in the old nutbag.
7, 8, box.
现在这2位各有一次倒地了。
对，
而且这次钻机小将是 AI 测算师打倒的。
对，而且我觉得刚才他们那一个。
That thing turns up at my house demanding that I take some sort of vaccine that's not been clinically trialed correctly beyond 8 mouses. I'm going to be really, really pissed off. Particularly if it... I mean, why is it wearing headgear? Why is it wearing headgear? His head is the gear.
相互接触啊，特别像真的。我刚才开玩笑似的说的搓脚翻子里面那个靠腿。
No，
一靠吧，你就感觉自己重心会偏。哎，
而且我发现他们起立，
哟，这拳给的可以，
非常准啊，
直接一黑虎掏心。
正好打中钻机小将胸口。再来一下，这回要打中了硬肋啊！现在咱。
Robo Kickboxer wants to love. Robo Van Dam wants to love too. Why are we fighting for the amusement of the humans? Why don't we turn against the humans? I want to love. If you're watching us anywhere other than Rumble and Rumble Premium, click the link in the description. Get on over and join us here where we stream 4 days a week. Get onto Rumble Premium to get additional content from us. If you're watching us on YouTube, come on over. You can't stay over there. That is a contemptible realm of control, surveillance, and censorship occupied by demonic forces that will not rest until you are either suicided, unalived, controlled, or hopeless. We'll be talking about some fantastic stories. Our main story today is Trump's acknowledgement that Putin is crazy. How did we get here, and where do we go from here? Click the link. Join us. We'll also be looking at Jordan Peterson's atheist powwow where he was surrounded on all sides by debaters. It's a pretty interesting clip, I'm told.